hot summer morning into middle of the day. It was a hot summer morning into middle of the day. Don't feel like working, don't care what the boss man says. Rain, it stopped falling, birds refused to fly. Rain, it stopped falling, birds refused to fly. There ain't no words, I just a look in her eyes. She would stay.
Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I think it's Sunday morning. Let's make some breakfast. Yeah, I've had just enough coffee to start to wake up. So it's time to get breakfast going. Welcome back to the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. My name is Heather and we are out in our RV and enjoying a beautiful Sunday morning. It's a little hot, but it's still beautiful. And today I'm going to make some brioche French toast. It's so easy and it is so delicious. Yes, I am still in my jammies, but don't hold that against me. Anyway, I am going to be making this brioche French toast in this really awesome new device that I have and I've started to use in my RV and I absolutely love it. But just know you can also make it with a regular pan over your cooktop in your RV or even in a cast iron skillet over some hot coals if you have a morning fire. So that will work as well. But let me just quickly tell you, somebody else told me about this device called the Hestan Q. I had never heard of it. It is an induction cooktop that not only is very cool looking and it works incredibly well, but it is a smart induction cooktop. And I'm going to show you what it does in just a minute. But the important part to know is this is actually a smart pan. It is a Hestan Q pan. It's Bluetooth connected. It's got all kinds of little microchips in here and it connects with the cooktop and it moderates the cooking. And I'm going to tell you, not only does it work as well as they claim it does, it's actually better than that. So I'm going to show it to you, but please keep in mind this recipe. It is one of their recipes that I'm following because I'm going to show you what the app looks like and it's very cool. But you can absolutely just do this with a regular pan. Now, those of you who follow me know that I am in the middle of an RV cooking series. So if that interests you, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell and then you will be alerted every time a new video comes out. And I have a free PDF that you may want, so stay tuned and I will tell you all about it. Now, let me show you how this device works. Now, it does plug in, so obviously you have to know your own power consumption. I believe it's 1600 watts, so it does draw a fair amount of power. But even though it draws a lot of power, one of the reasons that I love it is induction cooking. If you're not familiar with it, it actually is highly efficient. So the vast majority of any heat goes just from the cooktop to the pan, and there's no extra heat in your RV like you would get with a propane cooktop. So that is one of my very favorite reasons for using it. Okay, so we're gonna start the recipe. Again, this is within the app. I'll do some overlays to show you what it looks like. The brioche custard French toast. You can select if you want 2 servings or 4 servings. And then it'll tell you whether you use the pan or the pot. They also have a pot, which I use all the time. Love the pot as well. So you just hit the start cooking button and I'm telling you what, they have these videos that are within the app that are really, really amazing for each step. So this first step is saying to slice your bread. I actually bought pre-sliced brioche bread because I couldn't find any unsliced. But if I were slicing it myself, I would slice it just a little bit thicker than this, but this is going to be delicious anyway. All right, so the bread is sliced and you go to the next step, which is to prepare the custard that we're going to dip the bread in. So let me just tell you what all is in that. Again, I am just following their recipe. It's a couple of eggs. And if I were fancy, I would do it with one hand. Actually, I'm going to try it. Don't laugh. Oh, that's pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm kind of making a mess here. That's okay. Let me do the second one. Oops. All right, I give myself like a B+ for those. I crushed the shells just a little bit, but there are no shells in there, so yay, I did it. All right, let me wash my hands and do the rest. Okay, once the eggs are in there, then you just take, it's a half a cup of heavy cream and a half a cup of whole milk. So this is really, really rich. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this. You could use all whole milk if you would prefer. And a tablespoon of sugar and a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon. The full recipe link is below, so check that out. It'll take you over to my blog and it's a printable recipe if you would prefer that. Now, it also calls for, I think, 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball that. That looks about right. And that's it, just mix it up. Okay, that is all mixed. Now we're gonna get to the fun part, which is turning our pan on. You press the power button, and then you press the little play button or triangle next to it, and it controls the pan. It controls how hot it is supposed to get during this step. Now, I'm sure you can hear that fan. It obviously has its own fan. Hopefully you can hear me over the fan. So it tells me this is preheating the pan to, I think it says 355 degrees. It will tell me when it's hot. It's got this little countdown timer here. It really is amazing. You don't really have to think about it. And then I also love at the very bottom, it shows you what your next step is. So I know what's coming, which is to add the butter, which I have already here. And yes, I know that whole getting everything ready ahead of time is called mise en place. Thank you guys for those of you who commented last time educating me on that. Okay, now it tells me my pan is the perfect temperature, so to add my butter. Now it says to fully melt it, so I'm just gonna let it spin around in the pan while it's melting. And the next step is to add the brioche bread. So I'm gonna put this down because I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. All right, so that butter is melted. I'm gonna go ahead and hit next step, which is to add the bread that is fully coated in this amazing custard, and it's telling me to add 2 slices, so that's what I will do. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to use this recipe to show you this pan is because French toast can be fairly easy to burn on the outside, but not fully cook on the inside. And this pan adjusts the heat. It can sense, okay, we need to make it a little bit hotter, we need to pull the heat down. And if you look at the controls, which I know you can't see, and I'm sorry about that, it's showing me the pan level is going high, and then it's going low, and then it's going back up when it needs to cook more. It's pretty amazing. So see right here, it tells me, okay, it's cooking the side of the French toast. It's got 3 minutes left. And I just heard that my other camera over here just went out. I don't know why, because it's a new battery. So I'm really sorry, but we're gonna have to do the best we can with overheads. Hopefully next time that won't happen. Now, while it's doing its thing, one of the things that the Q, it's called the Hestan Q, I will put a link to it below in case you want it. You can buy just the unit. You do have to use the Q pans with it, and they have a whole bunch. They have a nonstick pan, they have this pan, they've got a pot, a little sauce pot. I have used them all and absolutely love them. What this device does and what it's geared for is to really elevate your cooking game. I think what it says is it teaches you to think like a chef, which it actually does. I mean, it's pretty amazing the steps that it has you go through, and the food is fabulous that comes out of it. What I like about it is, here we are, I think I told you, it's a hot day here. There's really very little heat coming out of this. So we are in Arizona and we cannot have fires, so I can't do this French toast in a cast iron over a bed of coals. My other choice is going to be to put it on my cooktop here, and that just puts a ton of heat out. Now, like I said, you have to know your own power consumption. We have a pretty sophisticated solar system with some lithium batteries, so it's not an issue there. But also when we're plugged in like we are actually right now, it's obviously not a problem. I'll tell you what, I just love how it moderates the temperature so it doesn't burn it, but it cooks it thoroughly. It's pretty amazing. Now, I know that I said I was following the recipe exactly, which I am, with one exception, my toppings. Look at these fresh strawberries. Oh my gosh, fabulous. I love summertime. Don't you love summertime fruit? Oh my gosh. So my plan is to top the French toast with these fresh strawberries. So how many of you have camping trips lined up for this summer? I just absolutely love getting out camping. Our favorite trip we do every year is to Colorado, and that one for us is right around the corner. Cannot wait. Can't wait to get into some cooler weather as well. Where do you guys guys go? What's your favorite camping trip? Put that in the comments below because we're always looking for new places to go. I know that camera went out. I'm gonna see if that one can get an overhead, sort of. I'm doing the best I can, guys. It is definitely a little bit harder to film this stuff in the RV. I am not quite set up properly. Okay, so it's telling me that this batch is done and it turned the heat all the way down to the lowest level to give me time to take it off. So it gives me the choice of, okay, I can just stop here, which I'm going to do, or I can do another whole batch. And if you hit do another batch, then it will start this process over and it'll be perfect every time. So I'm gonna tilt this up so you can see. This is just absolutely perfectly cooked brioche French toast. It's super custardy, loads and loads of flavor. And now I'm going to put the toppings on it. Oh, would you just look at that? Yeah, that will keep me full until lunchtime for sure. Okay, my toppings, hold on. Don't judge me. Yeah, whipped cream, right? It's my show. I can do what I want. So let's get some whipped cream on these. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And like I said, the berries, which I don't have a spoon, so I'm just gonna kind of, you know, let them go. Whoops. Wow. And of course, why would I stop there? Gotta have some syrup. Okay, does that not look delicious? Is that not a great way to start your Sunday when you are out camping? Let me get a fork. You know I'm gonna taste it. You know I'm gonna eat the whole thing. I am. Just look at that. You got the berries, you got the whipped cream. Mmm. Okay, wow. Wow. It's amazing. You guys have to try this recipe. Click on the link below. I will see you next time on the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. Happy cooking, happy eating, and I'm gonna take another bite. Happy camping. Okay, seriously? Mmm. It's the best. That is the best French toast I have ever had.
Hot summer morning into middle of the day.